Hello everybody, this is Denise and welcome to Practice With Me. This week we are in week 23 and today in our practice we will need some yoga props, 2 blocks and perhaps a soft cushion, or if you don't have it, like a small blanket like me, like I have here. So let's start with, again, the tabletop pose. Make sure your knees and hips are aligned, and also your wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Starting from a neutral spinal position, looking forward, relaxing the shoulders. We will inhale, start with an interior tilt, drawing the shoulders back, opening up the chest, looking forward. And exhale, drop the head all the way down. And press on your palms to push your upper back towards the ceiling. Slowly inhale again, shoulders back, head forward. Exhale. Very slow inhalations and exhalations here. Inhale again. Exhale. Two more. Inhale, pushing the hips all the way out. Exhale. And the last one. Inhale. And exhale. Now coming back to the neutral position, keeping the legs as is. We will walk the hands further up towards the puppy pose. Here you can release your forehead or the chin down on the ground. And if they don't really rest or reach yet, you can pick up a block and rest your forehead on the block. So what we want to pay attention to here is just hips are just above the knees. Either rest the head on the block or on the ground. Five breaths here. One. Two. Three. Four. And 5. Bending the elbows, come a little forward, and then lift up, pressing on the palms, and walk your hands back. You will pick up the second block, and here we will put the blocks next to each other. I usually use the second level for this, You can also use the blocks on the first level, on the lowest level as well. The highest level is a little bit unbalanced for me usually, so I try to just prioritize the balance. So pick whichever height is more appropriate for you. Again, the legs are fixed. Now we are gonna put the elbows on the blocks and hands either on the prayer or making a fist. So here we will slowly drop the head down, and if you have space, bringing the fist or the hands close to your neck. You're here for 10 breaths. You will feel this very intensely on your shoulders. So if the pose gets more intense, which it will be in time, you can always bring your hands a little bit more far away from your neck. Let's make this 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. And 10. Slowly bringing the head up first, and then put the hands down on the ground, removing the blocks. And put the palms down. Here, tuck your feet in and go to downward facing dog. If keeping the legs straight is a little bit challenging for you, you can always bend the knees. So pick whichever position is good for you today. Looking at the navel to your belly. Staying here for a couple of breaths. And bringing the right leg forward, bending it, and sitting on the ground. The left leg is straight in the back. We are not going to tilt, so the right hip is not going to drop down already on the ground. We will keep the hips square. And if you have a little bit more hip opening, what you can do is bring this foot, right foot, a little bit away from your hips, your inner thigh basically. You don't have to do this, it needs to feel comfortable. So again, see which position is the best for you here. And once you're settled, take a deep inhalation, pressing on the palms. And as you exhale, drop down. You can put a block underneath your forehead, or you can just put the elbows down and drop the head. And if your belly is still on a smaller size, which can fit between your calf and your quad, You can also just drop all the way down. Another 10 breaths here, so try to prioritize your relaxation. Relax your shoulders. Continue breathing. Relax the upper body completely. And exhale to 10. With an inhalation, bring the head up. Walk the hands back. And we will go to downward facing dog and transition into the other side. Tucking the left foot in, pressing on the palms, lift up. Again, try to press the heels down towards the ground, and if the heels doesn't really touch the ground, you can always bend the knees. Now the left leg forward. We'll do the same, straightening the right leg. Hips are square, so you're not really dropping your hip down, the left hip down on the ground, keeping them square. And then inhaling, palms on the ground. And as you exhale, drop down. Again, you can do the same trick with a yoga block underneath your forehead, with relaxing the shoulders. And if you're already a little bit more open, you can just drop the forehead down on the ground. Again, the important thing here is you will feel an intense stretch on your left hip, and you want to relax the upper body and use the weight of the upper body to stretch the hip. If you contract the upper body, you will stretch with less weight. Taking deep and long breaths. This is a pose which we can still do with around the 20-weekish interval. Once the belly gets bigger towards between week 30 and 40, it might be a bit challenging to do this. And now we will replace it with some other hip openings. 8, 9, and 10. Slowly lift up, hands down, and tucking the Right footed now, stepping back to downward facing dog. A couple of breaths here. Gently bringing the head up, walk your feet towards your legs. Normally we keep the legs together, but now there is a belly, so you can keep the feet a little bit open. Grab the elbows, bring the head down, drop the head down. You can bend your knees slightly on the sides, and swing from one side to another. My feet are a little bit wider than my hips. You will feel what is the best opening for you, depending on how big the belly is at the moment in week 23. Place the head down, hands down, slowly come up, breathe. And you can close your legs, close your feet. Take a small step, opening the legs wider than the hips, wider than the shoulders. Bringing the right leg forward for Trikonasana A. Inhale, here, open the hands. And exhale, bend towards the right side. So here, keeping the right leg straight, you can either grab your shin, ankle, feet, or the big toe. If all these are too far away for you, you can always put a block and drop the hand down on the block and then open the hands, left hand on the side. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. As you inhale, slowly come up. Exhale. Other side. Now the left foot forward. Inhale. Exhale, bend forward towards the left side. And breathe. Here, make sure there is also a little bit of weight on the feet in the back. So if you are folding forward towards the left, there is some weight on the right foot too. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, slowly come up. Open the hands on each side. Exhale, release. Open the legs a little bit more. Again, you can use the help of a block if you like here. What are we going to do? Keeping the hands on the waist, we will fold forward. First, inhale, take a deep breath. Exhale, slowly bend forward, put the hands down. Inhale, straightening the back, head up. Now keeping the legs straight. See, drop the head as far as possible. So the goal at the end is to drop the head all the way down towards the ground. Again, here it's very I really advise to put a block and rest the head on the block, crown of the head on the block if you are far away from the ground. And gaze on the top of the nose once you are down there. We will do 5 breaths here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up. Exhale, stay here. Catch the waist. Inhale, slowly come up. Exhale. Close the legs up a little bit and we will drop down into the squat pose, Malasana. So the feet are a little bit angled on the sides. Again, if the hips don't drop too much, you can always sit on a block here. That is very much okay. If your hips are easy to manage, they drop well, then put the hands on the prayer, you don't need the block. With your elbows, push your knees towards back and straighten your back, relax the shoulders. Look forward or gaze forward for 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Putting the hands down and put the knees down on the floor. Now you can bring your blanket under the knees, or if your mat supports you well enough, you don't need the blanket. If it is thick enough to support your knees. We are going to be 10 breaths in the wide-legged child's pose. So for that one, the big toes will be together and knees apart. So my knees go out of the mat and then I really need the blanket. So again, first sit on your heels. Stay here for a couple of breaths. It's good to settle in, feeling the legs. As you inhale, walk the hands up on the ground. And exhale, drop the forehead down. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, and slowly bringing the head up and walk the hands back. If you enjoy staying in this pose, you can, of course, keep it longer. We come to our last asana, supported fish. And there I use a block. One block on the second level to be between my middle back and in between the shoulder blades. And if you wish, you can use a second block be underneath your head. So just see if you need that second block underneath your head. If not, just come to lay. If you do this for the first time, it might feel a little bit weird or different, or maybe a bit sharp on your back with the block. So settle in nicely. Make sure the block is in between the shoulder blades. You can drop your knees down and rest here in the butterfly, or you can keep the knees bent, or you can straighten the legs, whichever position fits best for you. Coming to the arms, you can rest your arms on the ground. You can put the palms in the prayer, elbows facing the ceiling, and drop them behind your head. Once you are settled in the pose, relax. Relax your glutes, relax the shoulders, relax your face muscles, and take deep breaths. You're here for 10 more breaths. Coming out of the pose in phases. Bring your hands next to your hips if they are behind your head. Again, keep the knees bent. Gently bring your chin towards the chest. Straighten the legs. And slowly come up, lean on one side, so right or left. Leaning on one side and slowly coming up. This is the end of our session today. You can take a 5 to 10 minute shavasana, a nice break, a nice rest, or just sit in a cross-legged position and do some pranayama, finishing off. Thank you very much for practicing with me. Namaste.